Welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. I'm Chris McGee, Big Game James Worthy, Derek Fisher, Mike Trudell out in Portland. After 82 games, the Lakers finished with 50 wins and the third overall seed in the West, a top 5 record in the NBA. The Lakers will now wait for their first round opponent. Warriors and Clippers are battling right now with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. If the Warriors win, the Lakers will face Golden State in the playoffs. If the Clippers win, then they will face the Minnesota Timberwolves. But back to the Lakers, because I want your guys' thoughts just on the season overall. They had a lot they had to navigate through. The biggest trade, some people are calling, in the last couple of decades in the NBA. JJ, a rookie coach. You got to be super proud of this team, James and Fish, and just the way they came together, the way they played, and how much fun and joy they brought to Laker fans.
For sure. You know, a little worthy clap for the 50 games and keeping it together and bringing in a new coach, which in a lot of cases, a new coach, people will say it takes time. You know, it's going to take us time to get my system implemented and get everything together. But when you come to the Los Angeles Lakers, your waiting period is not that long. It's a shorter time. And I just give them credit for, you know, finding a coach that knows how to communicate in current modern day time to young players and get them to buy in, and also have assistant coaches that correlate to what he's trying to do. So the trade obviously was a big thing, and they've been able to get that going. That usually takes a little bit more time. So I just give credit to the players for trusting the coaching staff and for the coaching staff being able to relay positive, consistent message to the team so they can get through whatever it is they got to get through, and that's yielded them third place in the West.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the season, you know, like James was saying, a young coach comes in, first-time coaching. In order to have this type of season, in most situations, that team needs to be playoff or championship ready. And I don't think anybody would argue that the roster at the beginning of the season was not necessarily, you know, we weren't picking the Lakers to necessarily finish top 3 in the West. And then even post-trade, it's not a perfect roster per se, but what I do believe has happened in this first year is that JJ Redick, Rob Pelinka, the front office, players, coaches, there's a winning culture that's almost been established in short order, right? It's not just a bunch of talent and we went out and bought the best free agents we could buy, and so we're just better than everyone else. They've actually built a winning and team culture where players feel bought in, they feel connected, they feel valued and respected, the coaches communicate clearly, and everyone's on the same page. That's a good thing to see, man.
Yeah, and you look right now with 50-win seasons, first season as a coach in franchise history, and he joins that list right there with some absolute legends on it and NBA champions like Pat Riley, Phil Jackson, Frank Vogel won a championship. You see Bill Sharman, Jerry West, Paul Westhead. Paul Westhead won the title in '80. Pretty impressive right there list to join. So congrats to JJ. So the Clippers and the Warriors are battling. That score is, who's got that score?
103-103.
103-103. It just went to commercial right here, Fish. So 103-103, a few minutes left in that game. Listen, the Lakers are 31-10 at home. They earned that. And we talked about this just a few weeks ago. You just wanted to stay out of the play-in, right? And then the goal was not just stay out of the play-in, but let's get a home court, because they haven't had that since 2020, but that was in the bubble. So before that, it was 2012. Big Game James. So just how impressive has this team been at home?
Yeah. You know, you gotta guard your yard. We say that a lot. And when you can establish, you know, winning at home, I think it actually makes it a little easier to get ready to go out on the road and play. But you get good habits at home, and when you're on the road by yourself, those seem to stick with you, because that's all you have is the team and your tendencies and your good play. So, yeah, playing at home in your home crowd, you know, it gives you a little bit more oomph, a little bit more step. So I'm glad they have home court advantage, something we hadn't had. And because they have proven that they can win on the road. So all good.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if there have been any championship level teams that have been terrible at home in the regular season. Postseason is a little different. You know, you're playing against the best teams. You know, other teams can win games on your home court. But in the regular season, most championship level teams were almost dominant at home. Yeah. Like, you don't win in their building. And that's something that you can have confidence in going into the postseason. And so it's great that the Lakers have established that type of energy and buzz in the arena again, where when teams come to L.A., they're excited to play the Lakers, of course, and they're going to play their best basketball. But the team has embraced it. The fans have embraced that team when they play at home. Any preference on opponent? I mean, it's either Minnesota or it's the Warriors. You're either facing Ant and Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, tough, team that was in the Western Conference Finals last year, minus Cat, of course.
It's hard for me to sit here and say.
Yeah, I mean,
like, for me, I don't have the insight.
Yeah.
The coaching staff, players, they might want something, certain matchup.
Player has a different perspective.
But for me, it's just, you've achieved, and whoever's going to be, it's going to be. So just be ready. Yeah, I don't know. Each team presents different problems. I would argue Minnesota's an easier team to defend, even though Anthony Edwards is a brighter young star than Steph Curry is at this point in their journey. It is really difficult to defend the Golden State Warriors due to Steph's gravity, the way he moves without the basketball. And then you've added the IQ of Jimmy Butler next to Draymond Green's basketball IQ. And so it presents some different challenges. And defensively, they're kind of back to that elite level championship defense they played when they were winning titles consistently. So I don't know about the Warriors being a team you want to see, but at this point, you can't run from anybody. Yeah. You got to see them when they knock on the door. It's time to go. Less travel going to Golden State, obviously, than Minnesota. They're tied up right now 105-105 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Let's get you to the highlights. Let's do Lakers in place.
Welcome back to Access. The Lakers have won 50 games when getting to that milestone since 2003. Derek Fisher sits here and laughs. The Lakers have a great track record.
I'm not laughing at this team. I'm just looking at how old I am because of all these teams that I was on.
You said it, not us. Love the TBD, though, for 24-25, hitting that mark. The belief is there in the locker room that the team can compete for a title. Just ask Austin Reeves.
I feel like we can win a championship, to be honest with you. And the reason of that is I know that everybody in that locker room believes that and is also bought into whatever your role is to help us do that. You could go, down the line of everybody in there and ask them, what their role is, and they'll tell you exactly what it is. We're not unrealistic with, each other, and that's what you have to be, to be a good group. You have to be honest with each other, and that's why I give this coaching staff a lot of credit, is that they come in and they planted their system and they held guys accountable to what they asked them to do, and everybody bought into that.
Obviously, that's got to be our only goal, and that's our only goal. I think we have the team to do it. But everybody's locked in. We're a hard team to beat, so that's our goal.
All right, so let's talk about potential first-round matchups for the Lakers as they are locked into that 3 seed. We talked it could be anyone from the Warriors to the Timberwolves to the Denver Nuggets, with the highest probability being the Warriors, that if they beat the Clippers today. They do that, we don't have to worry about anyone else there in the first round. So, big game. You got Warriors-Lakers. We're going to go there first. Your first-round matchup. How do you view that? Just as a reminder, we've seen them with this latest version of these two rosters once compete against each other not too long ago. Obviously, it was a Warriors win in a game in which Luka felt it was one of his worst games played. But how do you view this being a first-round matchup?
I think both teams are a different team, and both teams are much improved with the additions that they've made. Luka, for sure. Obviously, Butler has, become a solid player, gets to the free throw line a lot for Golden State Warriors and just gives them that stability. I think the Lakers has fared well against the Warriors in the past. I don't know about the last game. Maybe Luka didn't feel he was just arrived here, but it will be tough. Anytime you have Steph Curry and the way Draymond Green, anchors that team when he has the ball, he does a lot for them. He knows how to get the ball to Steph and everybody else, and then he can score and just the toughness he brings. So it would not be an easy matchup. The Lakers would be challenged defensively for sure, and so that's where that's where the line is drawn for me. They're not the same team that we've somewhat dominated in the past, but it'd be a tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors are playing with championship confidence and belief in themselves, and sometimes that's all it's about. The margins are so small when you're talking about the best basketball players in the world. So it's not always as simple as saying this team is better than the other team from a matchup standpoint. I still would favor the Lakers from just a positional size and versatility standpoint. One of the things that can cut into Steph Curry's production is the physicality from the guard and wing position that the Lakers possess. You talk about Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent, whether it's Austin or LeBron switching on to Steph, just a number of different looks that you can throw at him to slow him down offensively. But any matchup in the Western Conference will not be easy to win in advance.
You speak of that championship confidence. I think the Warriors had, 19 of 22 won down the stretch after acquiring Jimmy Butler, 7-3 in their last 10. But again, all eyes on that game today versus the Clippers. To be determined, who the Lakers will face. Straight ahead on the Access, Luka Doncic in the Lakers